Hello. How's it going, everybody? Moving Picture Saturday, yes. Our frame rate is not that fast right now. Interestingly. Is this debug build? What did I run? No, that was release build. Oh, we're probably running at 4K. Let's see. We're probably running at 4K and OBS capturing it, which... Oh, what was that level called? I forgot what the level was called. Alright, whatever. We'll chase it down later. So I want to start by tweaking a level. We have playtesters playing the game, and once in a while, they run into things that are like, "Oh, that's not good. That's not good." And this was one of them. Which level was it? It was one. Oh, was it this one? No. Was it this one? No. Was it this one? Yes, it was this one. Okay. So there's a gameplay bug on this one. And what I'm going to do, I got to move all these gates left by one, except for those. And I think this is my fault, because I think they were originally left one, and then I moved them. So we're going to try this level out. We're going to see how it plays. Whoops. I changed the controls. All right. Like, I think I moved them because I don't like them being that close in, but, you know. All right. We need to add volume controls. Okay. Oh yeah, let's check. Yeah, resolution's display size. So let's do this. Get a little more frame rate. Oh, whoops, that wasn't right. There we go. Easy game. Easy game. See, the thing is, see how these don't match anymore? Where the things are? I don't know how much we like that, but... Oh, let me... Yeah. So that's what was happening before. So see how she charms him and he gets, like, stomped, right? Which is correct, but you could do that with the monsters before, and that was not good. Alright. I mean, I think it's working fine now. Okay, so now this part seems hard. What do I do here? I can't go there. So this might be a place where I'm screwed. Because in this position, I think I need to move right here, and I can't. Right? Because normally what I would do is I would walk to the right, which I used to be able to do. And that would bring the monster one to the right. And then I could disengage, walk left, and do that again. I could sort of like jiggle him out. But here, there's literally no way to make it happen. Maybe it could wait for a move before switching. No, because you want to see your character to know where you're going to move to. Just getting... It's hard to get picky about stuff like that unless you're playing the game, right? Because it feels different to play than to watch. All right. I'm about to do some really ugly stuff here. Everyone's gonna be sad. Everyone's gonna be sad. All right, so gonna move all the gameplay objects here, including that, and then we're gonna hide those. And then So this part's gonna be difficult and annoying. Actually, let's grab everything, right? Grab everything. We're going to move it left. Going to hide all that. I don't know what's going on there. So that's what we just hid. So it's weird that we have these extra tiles here. I'm not sure that's okay, but I'm just going to grab these ones for now. Ugh. Move them over here. Do that. And I'll put a note. Do we have a note I can copy? That's always easiest. Yes. Okay. Except the ones at the very end. And this means they don't line up with the four grooves anymore. Okay, so problem is this monster is not going to respawn correctly, so I'm just going to redo them. All right, let me do a little bit as well. So we sort of have this big ass gap here now. I'm just going to do that. That's very lazy. Okay. Why is she reset? What do you mean resuming where I left off, but it's only the thief? That's not good. Alright, so the problem here is to resume testing this. We're going to temporarily need these characters. And this is going to be really... I don't want to delete the old bard. So, like... it's going to be really annoying. Alright. So, I'm going to do this again. Oh, right. See what I said about it being annoying? We're gonna have screen stutter. Yeah, see, this is just what I would have done there is do this, but I wasn't able to walk in those tiles. Oops. Alright, it's fine. It's fine if the other bard dies. The exits are turned off now, but they wouldn't have worked for us anyway. Alright. So it is, I think. Okay, that's not good. So the thing I'm worried about is like, now the screen transitions are off, probably. We probably need to bump the screen transitions over. We'll see at the end. Because like, we don't want it to switch when I step in this empty square. Here would be a better place. Right? Okay. Oh wait, no, this is fine actually. Right? No, no, it's not fine. Okay. There we go. And then we'll bard this guy over. And we win. Okay, so let's delete these again. Let's move the screen over one. Where is that? It's here. Per screen camera corner is literally 0, 0. Is that? Yeah. All right. -1. So now, this is fine. If I cheat, that's the previous screen. That's the previous screen. That's the previous screen. Okay. See everyone, video games. This is video games. Video games. If only we were vibe coding this, it would be done so much faster. Wait, we never did a thing here? We got to put a little overhead cam on here. This is way too big of a marker, but I'm just going to shrink it up a bit. Just shrinking it up a bit. What is all this stuff? All right. Go over here. We'll shrink it up a bit. Okay. That's better. That's still a little too much. Too much out here. Bring it in. Bring it in, people. Dude, literally everybody. So Chamath just made a tweet that I replied to where he was like, yes, it's incontrovertible. There's no reason to learn programming anymore and whatever. And I'm just like, guys, go watch the Primogen stream that's finishing up right now. They're trying to make an indie tower defense game. And, you know, maybe the AI is helping a little bit. It's like people are so bought into the hype, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Now, it may get better. You know, whenever I say that, people are always like, oh, you don't understand. It's going to get better. Yeah, it'll get better. But right now, you don't know on what schedule it'll get better, right? So, yeah, all these... It's so ridiculous. What anti-aliasing solution does this game use? We do just do MSAA, I believe. We're not, you know, we're not big on all these like scene ruining things that a lot of games do lately. I need to look for a charger. 1 second. I'm trying to plug something in. Plug something in. Oh. I guess I will whip out the puzzle spreadsheet. Am I even modern gaming? Well, I don't know. Am I even modern gaming? Okay, I'm going to go to the puzzle spreadsheet, which I'm not going to show because, you know, the URL is in the fucking thing. What level is this? Endpoint weapon. I fixed this and moved some stuff around to make the level solvable again. Please check that it please check that it doesn't have dumb problems. Okay, we see some Z fighting here. That's definitely an issue due to my new change. We'll just Well, I don't see it here, but wait. I'm looking at the wrong screen, that's why. It's right there. I got two tile. Maybe we'll just put that there. I don't know. Okay. This is good. This is good, and let's run the test. Oh, the test probably won't work. Yeah, because we moved stuff. So we're going to re-record the test now. Wait, I thought I could do this from out here. How do I get the monster up there? Oh, we gotta teleport him up. That's how. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we go here, we go there, we go here, go there, and this was the part that we fixed. Easy game, guys. Can't you tell? Can't you tell what an easy game this is? All right. Oh, God. We have a problem. Damn it. We're going to have to record this again. See, those last 4 monster gates are open, and when we were doing this before, I was like, oh, that's just a side effect of... that's just a side effect of the fact that we were playing the level or something or whatever. No, the problem is they're on the next screen now. Okay, and the problem with that is that there are no monsters on this screen to keep them closed. And the problem with that is if I want to fix that, I need to move them left, and then the thief can't stand where she's standing, and that wrecks the level. Okay. What do we do about this? We could move the whole building left again. We could change the puzzle. We do have room to move the building left. See, we need to be able to put the beam here. But that's okay, even if we move the building. Well, the door will be open actually, so we're fine. Yeah. I think I got to move the whole building left. Okay, so let's make these a different color. Just because we like that. All right. Yeah, I don't see another solution to it. This sucks. Sucks. But we're doing it. I mean, honestly, it's literally everything in the rest of the level should go left one, which actually makes it easier in some way. Because I'll just delete, I don't know, this row. No, this row. It's fine. Just gonna do that. I'm just gonna go. Boom. Okay. You could... Okay, wait, this... Oh no, guys. You can't see me, but I'm doing the Picard head thing. The whole reason we started doing this was because I needed a margin between the room border and the monster gates. And I made that margin. And then I unmade the margin when we changed the boundary because I was like, oh, now you go off the screen. Right? Remember that? Mr. Streamer, you go off the screen. So I undid it at that point. Okay, so the thing is, I don't think it's a disaster though. I don't think we have to, we just change this back. So now we have this one margin again here. Now these are on the right screen as they should be. But now we still have Mr. Streamer, you go one off the screen. And to fix that, we have a margin somewhere. Room margin X1. This just means you'll stay for 1. All right, we're gonna hope that this is good, and we're gonna do the recording. All right. It feels a little weird, honestly, but like we sort of only want margin in one direction, but that's not how it works, so. All right. Wait, what? Oh, because she can't go. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Whoops. I don't know why the beams get crazy loud sometimes. It's weird. I need to figure that out. Hey, that's great. Screenshot Saturday. Camera is not at the center of the current room. No, it is though. It is. It's just that the red walls are not at the edge of the room. That is the weird thing. Do both of the controlled characters get the sound? I don't know. Yeah, it's something we're going to have to look at. It might be something like that. It might be playing it per character. All right. Easy clap. Let's take the W on that. Commit. It's chugging for a second. Fixes to endpoint weapon. I'm waiting for the files to be scanned because our game is too big. All right. Dude, Git would just like explode in a trillion pieces. What was this? Oh, that was that comment we added at the end of yesterday's stream. Okay. All right, well, that was one thing I wanted to do. It's planned to release this year. Not in 2025. However, hopefully not soon after 2025 is how I would put it. We do not have a specific release date. However, we're thinking about finishing the game. You know how it is. Where's the thing that I just put over here? What just happened? Literally, what just happened? Okay. Is language in any way tied to the game release? Not necessarily, no. We're not like weighting one on the other or anything. You thought this was coming out this year. Well, you know, every year is this year when you think about it. One of the things is we got a lot of art to do on all the levels still. And another thing is we got a lot of story stuff to do and voice acting. And then, you know, there's some level design got to get finished. Coming out before Silksong. I don't even know what Silksong is. Between the language and the game, which one is closer to being done? I mean, that depends on how you measure it. If you measure it by number of person hours of effort required, the language is much closer to being done. If you mean by calendar time, it's unclear because you know, they both have just different numbers of people working on them. Any paid beta? Dude, if I could figure out how to make money from a paid beta, I would. Why don't I set up a Patreon? First of all, because Patreon demonetized and kicked a bunch of people off for reasons that I do not agree with, so I do not wish to support that company. Secondly, it probably wouldn't be that much money compared to what we make off games and stuff. So, I kind of want to make some tea. One reason I don't stream that much during the day is because I'm out at a coffee shop working, and today I just felt like, you know what, let's just work from home today. So, we're going to do that, but that just means I need my tea supply. So, I'm going to put up a little note here saying, getting tea back in a few minutes. Hopefully the AIs don't vibe code away my job while I am making tea. Because, you know, everyone says it's going to go so fast. Like, here's what I'm talking about, by the way. This is how extreme the rhetoric is. All right. I got to go find my reply here. Whoops. Okay, this was my screenshot Saturday tweet. That's the wrong one. Okay. Unfortunate but accurate. The engineer's role will be supervisory at best within 18 months. Supervisory at best within 18 months. Like, I mean, the thing you got to realize, he is invested in the sector in that he is at least invested in and maybe running this AI chip company, right? So he's kind of talking his book a little bit in some way, but like also he has this frickin' 8090 company that's the slopware company. But like, I don't know. Here's what I don't get. This dude has a lot of money. He has people who work for him to keep him informed and all that, right? Like, he spends money to be informed about the state of things. So I don't know. Like, I'm informed just for free from being online and looking at what's going on. So I don't know how he could be this misinformed when he's paying to be informed. You know what I'm saying? It like, it doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah, there's DMs. I mean, it's very hard. It's very hard on Twitter to beat things. Um not a very, not a very deep conversation going on in the replies, but you know. Dude is just a VC. He has no idea about software engineering. I agree, but like the job of a VC is to be correctly informed about technology so as to make the best decisions financially speaking, right? Like that's his job. It's his job. He's hustling. I mean, no, I feel like he believes it. Like you wouldn't say something like that if you didn't believe it in the moment that you said it. All right, I'm going to go actually start the water boiling for tea. Are there any technical questions? Technical questions, anyone? Okay, we got it going. We're going to do Earl Grey tea with vanilla bean honey. I'm hiccuping. With vanilla bean honey. You want to see me use AI for programming? I mean, I don't have to. You could watch the Primeagen stream. They're in the... What stopped me enabling the assembler binary compiler stuff? Nothing stopped it. It's just there's no clear answer as to the good direction. Like I put forth the question and I got some replies and like nobody's really thinking about it that hard is one problem. And I don't know. Like, it's just not clear to me still what's the right answer there, is basically what's going on. Let's just see what they're doing real fast.
Alright. Yeah, I know about restoring the code. I don't want to restore the code because this part is now correct. It's when we create the cloud, because we have two different damages, right? We have git damage. What is the current damage? What is like my computed damage? And then there is going to be what is my damage actually at the time of shooting, and apply modifications.
8 hours left.
Google projects are supposed to be right up for the.
They look like they're out of energy. They're out of energy, guys.
I'm going to go to base ors. I'm going to change these names. We're going to go get tower damage. That's going to be its own thing.
Yeah, so, they're mostly doing normal programming at this point, right? That is the state of vibe coding, is that you do normal programming on your project. What's your strategy for scaling between different graphical settings? Well, we haven't totally nailed it down yet, but it's just like you detect the GPU and decide. All right, let me get the tea back in a minute. What do you test? We do different tests on every game because they're all different. What you can test is very different. So that this game's a turn-based game. So you can record series of turns and play them back, and that makes a lot of sense. In like a continuous world game like The Witness, that didn't make sense, right? So, all right, I'm looking here on the other screen through the levels, and I want to see if there's anything that pops up that I should take a look at. If not, we could do some programming stuff. We can continue. All right, let's make a decision on this level. Why? What is going on here? Like, I wish you could have console output in Visual Studio without it being stupid like that. All right. Here's yet another version of this level. Do I hate this level? Still. I mean, okay, let's keep the level, but I feel like it needs to be a bit bigger and have some reason. Hard to say. Okay. All right. So wand reintro is marked to review, but that's this level. Yeah, this one's fine. This one's fine. Baby Dragon Rooms needs programming. Blockade. I think I wanted Mark and Patrick to look at that. Oh, no, I mean... All right, I'm going to mark that needs work. Okay, so... All right, that's a little bit of a sweep through the levels. Let's do a little programming. So So remember here, these splashes are in the wrong place for some reason. So, wait, no, they're not. Wait, what? Oh, it's because of the perspective. That's why. See, okay, they're being drawn not at the surface of the water. That is the issue. So when we create them, we will adjust the position. All right. Now I'm kind. Oh, I gotta pour my tea. I'm kind of out of energy because I watched the Vibe Coders and they were like, now I feel that way. See? See? All right. Is the rock cut in half? It just looks weird because we're drawing the thing in the wrong place. If we drew it in the right place, it would make more sense. Most of the time they're fighting with the AI thing. Well, they were fighting with the AI thing, and then they kind of stopped using it, right? I mean, making games is hard, especially if you've never really done it before. So, I mean, it's great that they came out of it with something that's kind of a running game. Although I bet they're regretting using Lua probably. I bet they're regretting the vibe part of it. I mean, that would not really. I mean, like, look, part of this was to do a fun experiment, and it's an ad for Cursor that they're getting paid for and all this, right? So they're not regretting any of that. But, like, just if you wanted to sit down, I think the lesson is if you wanted to sit down and make a game for real, you probably shouldn't do it the way they did this week, right? Because whatever that means, whether that means using Lua, vibe coding, whatever, you probably shouldn't do it that way. Because after, like we estimated it last stream, it's around a full-time engineer month of work. They kind of have a beginnings of a game. Lua is good for scripting. There's no reason to have scripting. Experienced game developers always learn that scripting is a mistake. And if you haven't learned this, you haven't released a commercial game. I don't know why they picked Lua. I don't know what the reasoning was. They are... I do think they are defining types for all their parameters. Yeah. Because you would just go insane. Oh, Balatro uses Lua. That might be why. Somehow my tea isn't strong enough. It's certainly not compatible to an actual month. I mean, it sort of is, though, because they're working around the clock, right? They're trading off shifts and stuff. So it's 24 hours a day. It's actually, you know, So it's 21 workday equivalents, right? And there's 20 workdays in a month approximately. Um, However, I mean, part of it is just they're goofing around and entertaining people on the stream a little bit, right? Whatever. So, but still, it's a long time. Like, if I sit down for a month and do a prototype, I have the game. Like, The Witness was a playable game after a month in 3D and all that, right? Braid prototype took a week. So, it's a long time. It's long enough that you should be able to make a decent game. Um, anyway, they've got 8 hours left. I hope it goes well. I haven't. It was looking like they actually finally got it kind of looking like a game. So that's good. Um, and, when deadlines approach is often when magic happens. All right. Where do we create this? Maybe in Falling, maybe in Lilies and Rivers. I don't know. There's so many places. We might have to do this on all of them. Okay, so we're going to have a make temporary splash. And the thing is, see, we kind of want to compute the ocean position, but we also, in these cases, should, in theory, know the ocean position, right? We'll use this function. So we're going to go splash is make splash ring at manager splash pause 0.5. All right. There we go. So first we'll factor to use that, and then we'll modify that function. So we have a creation here. We have one there. We have one in Skipping Stones. That's the last one, hopefully. All right. Okay. Let's just make sure that compiles. Oops. Is this a game you think more people will get? You remember not appreciating the way people talked about it. You remember wrong. You misinterpreted the fucking movie. That's so frustrating. All right. I mean, the Braid prototype that happened in a week was definitely ugly. It was ugly. It was not the final game by any means. But, like, programming rewind is non-trivial. And that was done in that in that week, along with like level design and basic platformer mechanics and all that. All right, we finally put enough honey in the tea. I think my tea might be a little old, all of it. Hard to say. What kind of honey? This is vanilla bean honey. Vanilla bean honey. Bergamot is volatile. Yeah, but it's not that exactly. It's just that the tea just didn't steep very strong, you know? But yeah, I've had it for a while maybe. Like the thing about game development is time goes by so fast. That like you blink and it's a year later, right? And if your tea ages by a year, it's not as good. Tea is also volatile, yes. Or 3 years later, or more. Or more. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to make, now that everybody calls this function, we're going to change this. We're going to go speed in most cases when we call this, we probably have the ocean info. We want to put these at the right Z value, including, what's it called? Including sync value. So we're going to go get ocean info. What's ocean target? Yeah, we just pass up position to that. Okay, so get ocean info manager entity pause. All right. If info.ocean present visual position.z equals ocean info.z, it's probably not called that. Ocean info z value. Okay. Whoops, no, there. All paths must return a value. 551, you know what, we didn't end up using that at all, but we'll return it. Hey, did we get raided? What is with all the yellow texts? Hey. Hello to the people. Okay, this still didn't work. Wait, it did though. Wait, what? Hold on. What's going on? They're still at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, but Yeah, okay. So the entity positions are still down there, but that's not that surprising. What is surprising... Maybe when we draw these, we're not using the visual position. We may debug in a second. Or now. Oh God, we're doing some object to world space thing that's using the position, aren't we? I remember doing this. Object to world space. Yes, that uses the thing. I swear I had a visual position version of this. This is one complication about this game is there's a visual position and a game place position. Let's just call it. Why is this in Raycast? We're just going to have this long honking name. Okay, wait. All right. Oh, we passed a quaternion there. We'll leave those for now because those happen to be in the right place. All right. Hey, look. I mean, they still don't like look good, but they're at least in the right place. Like you would ideally spawn them out along the move or something, but we're going to have different sprites for them and stuff anyway. Anyway. Aren't they still one step behind? Yeah, I mean, we're sort of creating them where they start, right? So that looks really weird here where they're moving into the target. But it's fine because we're going to do a different effect for it graphically, and then we'll tune the positions based on the effect. It's just that right now, like also you notice the edges of the sprite are like appearing in a way they shouldn't. That's kind of bad. It'll all get fixed. But this was the main thing we wanted to do right now. Right? You don't, like, here's the thing in games. It really actually takes a really significant amount of effort to tweak effects and make them look right. Because it's very easy for a bunch of small things to be off, right? Now, the thing about that is, what that means is if you spend a lot of time tweaking something that's not final, then when you make it final, you have to spend a lot of time again. And that's not great. Right? So I don't want to spend a lot of time on this yet. I just want to make sure that the code is doing the right thing, which it now seems to be. It's weird. Are these all rotated the same? Like, I don't know why they're all rotated the same. I mean, I kind of do maybe, but again, we're going to work on that later. Okay. Let's take the W on that. Checking in. Commits. Temporary splash position fixes also refactored the code, generating them to be a bit cleaner. Okay. Now what? That was on this list here. Turbulence being created. Oh no, temporary splashes. It was that one. Okay, Bard does not move at the proper speed when walking parallel to charm crystals. Let's fix that. If it still happens, which I think it does. Yeah, see that? She's like walking at the same pace and then catches up after it's done moving, which is weird. Like, I don't quite know why it's happening that way. So we got charmed, 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 charmed. And then they all finish in like... Maybe really the issue is they all finish really fast. Or something. Right? Like why? So I start walking. Let me explain something here. See how the line at the top there is yellow? And then it'll turn green at some point, right about when the rocks cross this line, or earlier actually, here. I don't know why it was that early, but basically, when that turns green is when the transaction commits, which means the objects are in the target square. Maybe that's fine. I don't know. But like this is weird. So she's just keeping pace with the objects. And then she's going. So let's debug that. First, we're just going to look at the code before we try to step through it. Is it because of the turnaround animation? I don't think so, because turning should be happening in parallel with motion. So, for example, let's just walk far away from everything, right? Over here, if I'm going to walk her to the right, see, she's like turning and going. And then if she turns around, watch, I'm going to walk her to the left. See, she's moving and turning at the same time. That should be how it works. What I think is really happening is You know, the character controller is probably running her position. Like the character controller does this thing about, let's figure out where you should be based on how much time into the transaction you are, right? And I feel like that's just not taking into account the fact that I'm standing on something. Does her velocity increase because she's moving 2 squares instead of 1? Well, in theory it should, right? But the problem is, for good game feel and all that stuff, we have this controller that targets speed, and so I suspect that controller is just doing something bad. But I have several questions here. So one, let's verify that that's what's happening. So that controller is targeting essentially a global speed that is independent of whether we're being carried by something. That's number one. Number two is, why are the charmed objects finishing before the barred motion finishes, right? They really shouldn't, but it might just be a thing where when we add the move, let's fix that first. It's probably a thing where we just add the move and it's got a shorter duration. And in principle, we should look at the duration of the entire transaction. So I don't know why we're... Oh, no. I know now. Okay. When you do charmed stuff, it's way more complicated, actually. Dude, I implemented all these extra data structures for it and stuff to deal with complex arrangements. Because you could have a complex stack of things and like some of them get blocked in the middle or whatever. So we just need to go look at that code again. And dude, what's going on? Remind ourselves. Update charmed. Is that in? No, it's in movement visuals. Update charm position. So we find the manipulator. Hey, look, I wrote myself a note. When the bard is walking around on crystals that are being charmed, which is what we're doing right now, we do the else block, which knows that charmed motion is always going to be 1 square, and that controller procs are going to be approximately 1 square. If the charmed entities are teleporting, we don't get to this procedure. That makes sense. But in cases when the bard is walking off crystals onto land, supported by ID changes in the middle, that makes sense. The controller procs end up going more than 1 square. Okay. Okay, so we set this based on this. So we could make sure that this is correct. So we should be going here. So we're trying to move the things exactly as much as she moves. But she should also get moved by the support code. I think that's how it's supposed to work. And I think the movement controller is probably over. So the basic support code, right? Anytime something is supported by something else, and the thing under you moves, you move, right? The thing that's supporting you moves, you move. That just makes total sense. But when you have this controller going on, and it says, how far am I from the target? Do I need to adjust accordingly? Yeah, that's a little weird. So the reason these guys are going faster well, this is weird. So it makes sense that they get done early if the bard's controller proc is moving her more than one square, which it is. So as soon as it accumulates to one square, these stones have gone that far, and then they clamp probably. The clamping, this just adds, but the clamping probably happens down somewhere, or maybe this is clamped. We could look at that. So that kind of makes sense. If one thing we could do is, so this is a per frame value, but we could also accumulate into a total value, and we could just see how high that goes, and that would be a confirmation that this is causing this issue, right? Now the reason that we try to move these like exactly is like the motion has acceleration built into the beginning and all this stuff. That might depend on, is she running in a straight line, or is she like turning and stuff. And when you're charming an object, you want it to like visually match, you know? And so that's what we're trying to do here. This may not be the best way to do it. I'm not sure if there's maybe a better way to do it. Mathematicians think programmers should try to write correct code by proving theorems about their code. I think that's kind of true. The problem is that the mathematicians just don't understand how hard that is, right? It's much harder than for math. But it is true that, like, that's the real, like, forget all this, like, LLMs generating slop code. The real revolution in programming is going to be when you can write code and know for sure that it's correct, right? Because then it could be AI slop and it's fine as long as you know that it's correct, right? That would be insane. It's just really, really, really hard. So yeah, it is basically impossible to write a proof for everything, but could you write a proof for most things, right? Could you massively cut down the area in which there's a question about? Maybe you could do that. Took many years to prove the OS. Yeah, I mean, we need much better proof technology as part of the point here, right? Like, we don't exactly know how to do it. All the academic people have been rat holing in like weird type theory stuff for a long time and weird category theory stuff for a long time. And like, I just don't think that's the answer. But I do think it's a very important topic. In fact, I kind of feel like I should go to some conferences about this or something, because there must be one. I just don't know. I'm not in that circuit. I don't know where they are. But like, it's very weird where the part of computer science in academia that does this stuff has ended up kind of like string theory, where, you know, when you're a grad student or whatever, you're just operating within the scope of these things that are how this is done. And it's just like all this mathematical formalisms that don't really solve anything new, but that get more and more abstruse. And as they get abstruse, they sponge up more effort from grad students. So nobody's ever thinking about anything new, right? So maybe you should say something. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Don't worry about it. But that's the thing, is it's a very important problem, but in academia, it's basically becoming a dead field, which is weird. They don't think they're dead, but they just write more and more papers about smaller and smaller things that don't matter to anybody, which is the sign of a dead field, right? It's like literally, they're still saying all the same stuff that they said when I was in college. And it's like fucking 30 years later. That's a dead field. I'm not following this super closely, but to the person who's in a very bad job, like, dude, you can just find another job. Like, it sounds like you're working with people who don't know what they're doing, and, you know, there's some dynamics there that you don't like. Just go somewhere else. It's by far the best thing in those cases. That was one of the worst. Wait, is there actually a Nintendo Direct? Or is this a meme? March 27. Dude, today. Oh, did I miss a Nintendo Direct? Did they not say any Switch 2 stuff? Is that what happened? They're just like going to pretend there's no Switch 2? That's April 2. Okay. So they're basically just treading water for a little bit. Wait, April 2 is like next week. God, time flies, guys. I feel like it just turned 2025. Their new app is a great idea. I'll have to look that up. Did I go to GDC? Kinda. All right. What were we doing here? Oh yeah, we're trying to figure out what is going on. Let's just accumulate a global value here. So we've got this visual delta due to controller proc, right? So we're going to do this. Visual delta total. All right, and then when we assign this, we set it here. All right, and then we're going to go I mean, this is going to give us a vector output, which is a little spammy. We could have taken the length. You know what? Length. So we're just going to validate this idea that that's going way more than 1. Wait, I don't want recording. There we go. 2. Yeah. So, yeah, the controller proc is doing all 2. Okay. So the support code is, I suspect the support code is doing something, but it's just getting overridden every frame. So what we would like to do I mean, maybe we change the way the controller proc works. That's a little scary, but maybe it's fine. Because the way that it works, I think, I looked at this the other day, it uses the start position at the very beginning of the transaction. Okay, either we could accumulate all the support and add that. That seems a little messy, but is doable. Or what? Let's just look at the support code. And that'll be here. There's like a support info supports. So when we put things into supports, and then we get a target visual position. So there's this delta, this tick. Happens way down here. So we look at who's supporting us. How far did they move? Okay, so probably this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say if e.entity_type is equal to guy, because there's only one guy on this level. It's actually a girl. It's fine. You know, at some point I'll stop calling the character type in my game guy. Maybe next game. If it's a guy, we're going to say short game report tprint carried whatever length delta. All right. So I believe that's also going to be non-zero in this case. And what that's going to tell us is that it's getting stomped by the support code. Dude, we're getting raided so much today. Wait, was that a new raid? It's just old raiders? I don't know. What does prove mean? Prove means prove. Prove me. I would love to be able to prove my code, dude. Don't knock proving. Okay, wait. It's not even happening. Did we even recompile? How is Babby formed? Do our directional shadows do anything fancy beyond cascading in PCF? I don't remember. We're doing some kind of soft shadow thing that's really expensive, but then we turn it off sometimes. So I don't know. Using guy isn't very inclusive of me. I know, but someone has to push back against main, right? Main. Main. We have reproducible builds now, and that's pretty nice. I mean, yes, reproducible builds are good for sure. You'd say calling a girl guy is progressive. It is or it isn't, depending on what mood people are in at the time. Okay. So we're not getting here literally at all. So what the hell? What the hell? Let's make sure we compiled because we're not sure about that. Okay, so that's our print statement. So here, okay, what is going on is support's empty. It is empty. Why is it empty? Why do we never add anything to supports? Charm movement needed something different. Okay, let's look at that. Wait, we're not even... What? I guess nothing is this. Wait. Is walking support not set? That would explain. Maybe walking support has not been set for a long time. Charmed. Okay, that's not the right one. Charmed. 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 Wait, what? Five. Why are there five? Should be four. Oh, wait. No, five because of this crystal up here. We got to delete that. That was part of a different test. All right, so wait. It index is 2, 3. Controller proc. Okay, so sometimes this continue counts as it's a thing we got to work on in our debugging info. So controller proc. Charm info is right here on the single move. Walking support is 0. I believe that should be set. Right? And that kicks in this code, I guess. Yeah, okay, so let's So we have this charmed walking support. Yeah, literally nobody. Okay. Remember this? We were looking at this code on a previous stream. All these get wiped out. All these and redone, right? This code is confusing. See, because we redo. Oh, maybe we only redo it in the unwilling to go case. Yeah. All right, we just need to look at this. Wait, we just set it to 0 here. That seems bad. Why are we setting that to 0? Because if we legit set that to 0, then all that code should just get deleted, right? Hey, look, now it's behaving correctly. See that? Much better. So now the question is, what did I think I was fixing when I did that other thing? See, doesn't that make more sense about what's happening when you look at it? Much more sense. Okay. Great. Someday we will have an actual video game. Don't you like it when you have an actual video game? Okay, so let's do some mildly more complicated things, and we'll just see. Just see what happens here. All right. I mean, that's a little weird. It's also... It's also wrong. Or is it? It's right. It's just the speeds are not quite right, but the ending positions of everything is right. The reason it looks wrong is the rock that she's on is moving a little too slowly. Maybe the thing that I thought that I was fixing was, you know, we could try to fix that right now, but pick your battles, right? Like in games, there's so many problems that you have to decide which one you're fixing right now. And we're fixing this one. So, I mean, that also looks fine. I mean, for what it is. It's weird, she like gets there first. But again, that's something we could tweak later. Dude, it's going to be so much better to play Bard. I want to ship a patch to our people. It's going to be so much better to play Bard after all these changes. Okay. At some point I had added the following line, but it breaks the correct speed of Bard motion on moving crystals, etc. So I don't know why I thought this was the right thing to do. Maybe commenting this back out broke something else. If so, we will need to be explicit about what the new problem is and solve both problems at once. The problem here is just if a bard is walking on a crystal, she is charming. If a bard is walking on a crystal, she is charming. We want the movement to be synced. She should not. The crystal moves as she moves, not. Okay, so I'm going to take out the no chicken. And we've got no chickens elsewhere for our debug. Let's get rid of that. See, that's the thing is, this felt like it could have been a big, complicated bug, but I was just chill about it in the beginning. I was just like, look, we're not going to try to one-shot the problem. We're just gonna like look at some information, and it was very chill, and we solved it. It was programming about feeling stupid most of the time. Only when you're a beginner. When you're advanced and good at it, you should not feel stupid most of the time. Unless you have self-esteem problems, which many programmers do, let's be honest. Okay. What am I doing? Movement visuals. Movement. Bard on Crystal walk speed has been fixed. Okay. Maybe reintroducing another problem. We'll see. Okay. So that's that. Let's see how the vibe coding is going. We're just going to drop in every once in a while and just see what happens. How's... Uh-oh. We're not loading the page. Are we live anymore? Hello? Oh, there we go.
Effects hooks. It's going to be a class 5 hooks. It's going to be all this except for you can't have...
Chat stopped as well. Is Twitch having an aneurysm?
There we go. Function. Let's see. Local hooks equals new object. Hooks, local object equals that. Hooks new. Takes in the params. Takes in hook params, returns that. And then we're going to go over here to base orb. Jump on this bad boy. Jump on that one. We're going to take in this one and we're going to...
I think the chat was all stalled for a long time, and then I got it all at once.
Oh my goodness, what did I just do?
So, like, if this is what Lua looks like, I really don't ever want to program in Lua. Look at all these at fields. Like, what? Everything is namespaced in vibes. This is a disaster.
Right, that would be hooks, right? There we go. So now, anytime we access anything that isn't allowed, boom, we got it. We got it. And so this would be as hooks. Boom. Okay, there we go. So I think that's it. And then whenever we pass in hooks into a base orb, we're passing in hook params. And hook params.
Dude, this would go so much faster if they did it in a real programming language.
Hooks. Uh-oh, I just officially got satiated. Auditory satiation. Prime. What listening to in headphones? Nothing. I'm listening to whatever's being played on the stream. Dog. Okay. There we go. So that should be able to give us the new hooks, which also is going to make everything else easier.
Why isn't the AI writing this code? Because they tried that and it fell apart like by really the middle of day one, right? I'll be interested to see how many lines of code they end up with. It's hard to tell. What is this editor thing where it's counting backwards from the line he's editing? Why would you want to count backwards how many lines it is? Like, what is the point of this? It's for navigation. Why? Oh my God. Why do people do this, dude? Oh my God. Why? Why do people do this to themselves? Okay. It's faster than pressing and waiting for cursor to go up. Just have a key that goes up 5 and one that goes down 5. And just go up, 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 tap, right? That's approximately as fast as typing 14K or whatever, right? And you don't need the numbers, and you don't need to think about it. In your case, you're 95% cursor and fix only the obvious glitches. Okay, so you only just started the project, is what you're saying. Yeah. Like as you try to do something real, it'll matter more. All right, let's see what they got going on here. Dude, they're drawing the cards at different Z values.
Wait, I also fixed a zero. You can have a zero cost.
Or different Y values.
We reinforce that, boom, get 2 new cards. Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. Get status, get add. I also, just for fun, started seeing how many positions we create. We create quite a few positions.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Not that we can do much about it right now. What is this? This one is.
Create positions? You mean like garbage collected on the heap? Oh my god.
Dang, Ed, you were just
Out
making.
here,
You are
out
making-
here,
you are-
brother.
Dude, I don't know if you've seen some of Ed's work on this thing, but it is looking so good.
Love to
Look
hear
at
it.
this. Look at that.
Does it look good? What's our status on being able to buy, sell orbs?
Selling orbs, yes. Buying orbs, yes, but I don't know if any of the modifiers apply. I haven't really been to test that.
If they're in the side, they should be.
Okay, then they're there. We're good.
Question: how should vibe cards work? We haven't really talked about that. When you click it, do you have to click it again to play it?
You should have to click somewhere, like there should be like a spot to drag it to or something.
Okay, well, area that says play card.
Or just like you could, if like, it says where you just play it anywhere sort of in the middle, right?
Yeah, because we don't have a drag mechanic yet, right? All of our stuff is all on click.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do drags because it's gonna be pain in the dick, but I can do like if card selected is a vibe card, render a click here
Yeah.
to play this
Yeah.
dialogue. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then something that is an upgrade. I guess we also want something that is an upgrade that maybe goes on your cursor. Maybe that's something I could try because we can do like a
All right, well, that's where they're at. They've got 7 hours remaining. Okay, do I drink more tea or do I drink more water before we move on? What do we want to do next? We have this baby dragon. Let's look at baby dragon rooms for a second. Well, you know what? Before we do that, I wanted to just see what the art team is doing a little bit more. So I'm going to look at the commit log over here, and I'm just going to see what are the levels. I posted one for screenshot Saturday, but let's see some other ones. Okay, oh, that looks nice, right? Check that out. My only gripe here is that the play field needs a little more attention. But other than that, this looks great. Looks great. All right. Puzzle looks not scary enough. This is not that easy of a puzzle. If you mean not scary enough by like... Not that hard. Same GI as the witness, yeah. Let's see if our debug mode works. No, it's the debug mode is broken, or maybe this level isn't even light mapped. I don't know, but I think we broke this debug mode. But yeah, it's the same. I'm not even sure our light mapper is running right now. Let's see what other levels. Let's see what this one. This one's more minimal, but you know, I think it's working. There's like this whole color coding thing to deal with. This one doesn't look light map to me yet, so I think that will also affect it. Let's see, what else are people working on? Okay, this one's in progress. It looks like it's blocked out. Certainly no lighting here. Yeah, we gotta make sure the light mapper's running. I'm looking back through the log. That's the one that I screenshotted earlier. Oh, that's a good screenshot Saturday. Let's save out some screenshot Saturdays for people. Let's just close this. I don't know. Okay, why didn't that work? Oh, that's small. We don't want small. So we're invoking the Windows. Okay. I think Control Enter. There we go. There we go. All right. So we're going to save this as Saturday 1. And then this one. I mean, I could just, we are saving out a file as well, but what the hell is going on? All right, here, let's just find the files. Why are we doing this? Wait, is it here? Screenshots. Okay, date modified. Other direction. Kill a goblin, great. Bottom bridge tall, great. That's a tiny one, we don't need that. Monster stack, we already did that one, but it's fine, we'll leave it there. Let's delete all the rest of these. That's an old one as well. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, this one, we've got kind of a moonlighty effect. I think it needs a little more, but I don't know what exactly. Sometimes it's hard to know. It's like, I think really the dirt tiles on the right here, on this side, like on top of the wall, they look weird. And then the tiles, There's this way that all those tiles look a little too clean in the moonlight, but maybe someone's hosing down this deck here, but not the decks with all the dirt on them. That's sort of my issue. I don't know. All right. This is definitely not light mapped, so yeah, we need to see what's up with that. I don't want to screenshot this one yet because the lighting's not totally there. Let me see. Oh, that looks cool. Save that out. That one, see, anything where we have these objects that are still temporary, like these force fields, they sort of dominate the look, right? So that's going on here. We don't want to screenshot that yet. Okay, and did we Saturday this already? Yeah, we Saturdayed that during GDC. We'll screenshot that. See, it's going to be a video game. It's going to be a video game. Let's look back a little further. Looking back a little further, a bunch of programming updates. Okay, I dig it. This one's still, so sometimes when we have a bunch of repeated gameplay entities like these, there's not as much variation as you would like. But, you know. Dude, we're getting a lot of screenshot Saturdays here is all I'm saying. Did we do this one? Oh, that looks cool. How can I tell it's not light mapped? Because you would tend to see, like, among things like the columns back here, you would see, vertically speaking, you would see a gradient, like a color gradient. It would be subtle, but you would see it. Let's look at a couple more. Lots of design changes. All right, let's see. We're back to around March 13. All right. That's enough for now. So that was useful. So those of you who are here on the stream, you have a sneak peek at what the screenshot Saturdays are going to be for the next several Saturdays. Right? Why did they ruin this you used to be able to like go to the next image and stuff, and they just replaced it with a program that doesn't do this anymore. So you gotta, like, what is wrong, Microsoft? There's that. There's that. There's that. There's that. There's that. Yeah, this one's weird. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes when you start doing different lighting, you're like, oh, the things we're doing in the other lighting don't quite work in this lighting. And you just got to figure something out in those cases. All right. These are the forthcoming screenshot Saturdays. And now I got to close all these separately. Like, who was in charge of this? Browse all your photos and videos. Yep, I knew it was going to be a OneDrive ad as soon as I saw the icon. Oh my fucking God. I just had the feeling. This is all like advertisements. Like, they don't want to help me look at my images. Select them all, then open. Let's see what happens. Okay. I selected them all. Oh, you said, oh, is Image Viewer a different program? Where's Open With? Did File Pilot get rid of Open With? I give up. Unusable operating system. Promise beam goes through the building. Yeah, it's supposed to. That's how they work. It's supposed to go through. Would the hypothetical OS have its own kernel? Yes, it's an OS. It would have its own kernel. If somebody makes a thing and they call it their OS, but it's running Linux, it's Linux. How feasible is it to write a kernel that competes with the popular ones? It depends on what is your goal and what's your definition of competing. So Chrome OS is a fraud. I mean, it's Linux with a different user space, right? Same as Android, Linux with a different user space. Left, right arrow keys work for you? Yeah, they weren't working for me. I don't know, man. There's a quick preview for images in File Pilot with space. So if I do this, I do this and hit space. Okay, it says PNG file. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not bad. Like, this is much better than the millions of dollars of Microsoft software that we just tried to run, right? And if you click off it, it gives you a folder, but That's fine. Like, it's annoying because there's like a pixel in between that's empty space. You don't really want that here. You want clicking on things to just work. That looks really good, dude. Using random get mod 16 even after seeding with time always gives the same sequence. That doesn't sound right to me. Are you saying that the higher bits are different? Like you verified that the higher bits are different, but for some reason the low bits are always the same? That seems impossible extended on a long enough timeline. So how long of a sequence are you talking? Sounds bad though. Random get returns different values, but mod 16 brings it back. I mean, mod 16 is just a way of saying the bottom 4 bits, right? So you're saying the value as a whole is always different, but the bottom 4 bits. That sounds, I would say double check your code, but you know, I have not done any kind of real tests on the random number generator to make sure that the results are fully good, but it's a very popular what do we use in modules random? Yeah, we're just using a very common one, and I thought that this had pretty good behavior. Maybe we're not using it right. Maybe we have a bug, or maybe Minstead just has this behavior, although I kind of doubt it. So this is worth looking into. Like, if anyone has, because this is just, you know, there's going to be C implementations of this that are literally the same. Maybe our x64 code is like wrong. Like, do you get better results if you comment out this if? These are all things we should have tests for, but we don't. But this is an off-the-shelf random number generator, so it's definitely fixable in one way or another. Mod 16 is just 1 bit. Someone does not understand mod. You're thinking of and. You're typing mod and you're thinking and. How often do we use explicit SIMD calls? I would say, you know, it depends on how big the game is, right? On a very big game, doing explicit SIMD to make things faster might be one person's entire job, one programmer or more. On a game the size of this one, we don't do it very often because there's just not that many programmers relative to the amount of code. And so we're mostly just implementing functionality most of the time, right? And so it depends very much on context. You just tested random get mod 16 with different seeds and you are getting different results. So there is, if you're running on non-x64 or he is running on non-x64, then you're running different code paths. So that would be a thing to debug because these two code paths are supposed to do the same thing. All right. Now maybe we have a test that seeds with a known seed and verifies that the results are the same. If we don't have that, we should add it. But that's one possible reason why you would be getting different results. Maybe there's a code generation bug, right? Maybe you're using different backends and we have a goof. This commented the x64 part and nothing changed. Well, maybe it's user error. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Like, maybe you guys are using different compiler versions and we introduced a bug. Hard to say, right? Yeah, the very first thing is double check your user code, because usually when I have something that I'm very perplexed by and it doesn't make sense, it's because I goofed, right? That's the number one thing you learn as a programmer. But I'm not saying that to dodge responsibility. Like I said, I have not vetted this myself. It might be wrong, for all I know. It might be wrong. And it's certainly not, it's not an unreasonable thing to claim, even if it ends up being user error, because, dude, the history of programs is full of, random number generators that had bad behavior. So it's not at all an unreasonable thing to be suspicious of. All right, I'm going to grab a snack. I'm going to make some more tea as well. We got to figure out what we want to do. I kind of am not that motivated to do these right now. There is another list. You know what? There's another list of gameplay bugs that we could look at. So we could do, some of those are easy and will help a lot. So we could look at those. Okay. Any more technical questions while I am getting tea? Yeah, just double check the seed for sure. Seed could be weird. Back in a sec. Okay. Tea is steeping. Tea is steeping. How's it going? You did submit a bug a while ago that had to do with ASM blocks being optimized wrong. We may have fixed that. Maybe not. Somebody else on the beta just confirmed they're getting the same. With your repro code or with their own code? Because if it's a case where some code is generating the problem and other code is not, then it helps to have samples of each to try to figure out what's going on. You always get two. Wait, why is the seed... So why are you casting to U32? Because the seed is 64 bits. So if you give it a seed that's half zeros, then that's probably not good. I mean, really, here's what we should do, actually. Somebody please mail this in so I don't forget, because I don't want to derail right now. But like Apollo time, for example, which is what you get from monotonic time. Apollo time is 128-bit. So we could just use the whole time. We could have like random seed with a time argument, right? And then that would use all the bits and you wouldn't have to cast or do anything bad. Okay, wait. If you guys are both getting the same answer every time you run it, that's also wrong? Like if you're using the low field of monotonic time, that should be a totally different number every time you run the program. So how are you getting the same sequence? That sounds messed up. Did I consider using SVN blame? Nah. Must have been part of some bigger fix, maybe, but my policy is if I didn't comment it, like some things I do are just like messy spot fixes. So I'm assuming it was that, unless I discover otherwise. Yeah, the code is random seed cat. Okay. So it sure sounds like something is broken, guys, and it should get investigated. I mean, maybe Maybe this is also calling an assembly routine and that happens to be broken. Like, I don't know exactly. I don't know. But yeah, good idea. Let's see the T situation. Is it gonna be good? Yeah, no, I gotta get new tea, guys. That is my conclusion. My conclusion is it's time to refresh the tea. Sad. The low bite is always the same. Is what you get every time. Like after... That doesn't sound good. But I don't know. Like maybe that's a weird thing about this random generation algorithm. I haven't looked at it. I don't remember what the algorithm is. However, it would surprise me if different seeds return the same low bite. That would be weird. Like if they legitimately did. If anyone has the time and is curious enough, if you want to just compile a min-std implementation in C and just see what the results are for a known seed, like we could use that as a test, right? The result of current time monotonic.low always has the same low 4 bytes and the high 4 bytes as well. I'm not that surprised by that because the timer doesn't have infinite resolution, right? And so the size of the number probably exceeds the accuracy of the timer right now. So I'm not that surprised by that. Maybe we're just not using the seed correctly. Like, so this, you know what? The problem is probably something like this. Like maybe you're supposed to mash the number around when you seed the generator. I don't know. Yeah, it may be that you need to use the middle bits there. Oh, that's could be one difference on people's machines, right? You could be running OSs that are giving us, or chips even, that are giving us different amounts of timer resolution from each other. And so, yeah, if the seed is like mostly zeros in the bottom bits on one of you guys' machine, that might explain why you're getting different results. But yeah, that just means, like, if we provide a function that does something pretty good with a time, then you don't have to worry about it, right? You don't have to think about it. The high bytes do change, but they're, you know, by the time you get to the high bytes of the low field, you're in like seconds or whatever, right? So the high bytes will tick up as seconds go by, or, you know, maybe minutes in that time scale. The low bits being 0 or arbitrary and not really changing is not a surprise. Yeah. Yeah, so that seems like the best fix. Assuming that we believe that there's no bug in the assembly and all that, which we don't know. But if there isn't, the best fix anyway is to just give people, like, you could give two. You could give a function that seeds with the current time, right? And you could give a function that seeds with a time that you pass in case you want, a reproducible result with a known time. But just say random seed with current time or whatever, and it takes no arguments except the random state is the most convenient thing for people anyway, right? And then we can just make sure we do a good job selecting meaningful bits. Yeah, right, shift 16 works. Okay. So yeah, that's the issue. The ASM optimizing bug is still there. Okay, well, that's not good. That's not good. If you want to just reply to that thread and bump it up, we can at least take a look. Okay. Let's look at this thing. Camera needs to be clamped. To the rooms on per screen camera levels. Okay, so let's see. Tiger Lily V2. We could make it here. Let's see. Okay, well, this is a very nice looking level. Let's just make a copy of this that we could mess up. Okay. Well, the lighting's messed up. It looks less nice. I don't know why. I think it's the light probes don't get copied when we do this. You know what? Here's what we'll do. Because we don't even want to check this in necessarily. Oops. Tiger Lily. All right, we're going to revert this. Undo add. We're going to delete it all. And we're going to copy this. And then we're just going to rename it. All right. So that way it won't even go into source control. We'll run debug on it. Apollo time is a representation format for time. But whether it represents elapsed time or not depends on what function you call. Why didn't it? Why didn't it put us here? Oh, because I didn't put it in local variables. All right. So we're just going to mess up the whole level, all right? We're going to go here. These guys are going to get gone. Because the point is we're going to sail off to the right. Whoops. Now this might get confused by the fact that it's not in source control. All right. Anyway, so we go here. Yeah, we don't want the camera to keep going. See, this is not the best. So, because so if we go to the left here, it will not keep panning. Okay, the problem is the game thinks the map is that big. So I seem to remember we already have a thing for this. I think we have a marker situation or something. We could just go look at the camera code for a second. This game does look good. That is correct. Game does look good. This could be a screenshot Saturday. I got roasted. Light speed flames. Well, you know, that's how puzzle games be sometimes. Okay. So let's just go look at the code for a second. Per screen. Get camera target position for single sub. Oh, this is the wrong code. All right, so wait, what? Why is this only called there? Okay, per screen. Per screen. It's called for zoom. There's really old names of functions. It doesn't really work like that anymore. Okay, so we get, basically because we're interpolating, we compute A local area position, an overhead position, and a base position. So room X0, room X1. I guess those do get set by that thing we were looking at. Get current overhead map outer bounds marker. So let's just try that. So that is the one on this level is giant, but basically it's this, right? And then we can slim it down. We can put it on a diet. And then we can move it to the right place. Wait, why? That's literally off the screen. That's so weird, but I guess it is what it is. All right, so we're just gonna bring it in. Let's just see what that does. Didn't matter. Why didn't that matter? Why didn't that matter? This is the overhead map bounds marker. The thing is, though, we might actually want this marker to be bigger anyway and not hue to the room. Let's just go back and look. Okay, so if we have an area marker. Oh, this is for computing the area marker anyway. Okay, that's not even the right thing. Yeah, so let's just... So that's this thing, which honestly, we probably do want this in the level, but we could enlarge it a little bit just to give us a little more margin. I would go a little more on the north. I would go even a little more on the north. I don't know. I feel like it's not listening to me. It's really not listening to me. Okay, whatever. Figure that out later. Oh God, this, by the way, this is not the real level. So let's, oh wait, whoops. This is the original level, by the way. Doesn't it look so much better what we have now? That's the power of video games. Look at that. How much fucking better is that? Whoops. Claude did a really good job. I mean, this is the thing. Indie game developers used to have this attitude, like, as long as the mechanics are good, people should buy the game. And it's like, that's a little bit, like, good mechanics are good, but like, dude, look at the difference here. I mean, this isn't even the gameplay view, right? Like, you just want to play this more than this. That's just how it is. That is just how it is. Yeah, it's Polish. It's like people from Warsaw made this game. It's like CD Projekt made this game. Okay. CD Projekt. That's how they pronounce it, dude. It's not project. You can't do a project with a CD. Have you tried burning CDs lately? It doesn't even work anymore. The laws of physics changed. All right, so here is like we've already... We already decided room X0 and room X1. Yeah, so... Okay, so we return all this stuff. Screen I, screen J, center X, center Y. Okay, so we get the per screen camera info, which might be a place that we could enforce this. Let's move these down to where we're using them. So this is what index are we at? So what I don't understand is why we don't go off to the left, given that this is the code. Let's just recompile since I changed that. Like, who does the clamping to the left is my question. There are no CDs in this world. Kanye the Giant opens a bottle of Alizé. Okay, so at this point, he is well off the current thing. So let's go look. There are no CDs in this world. We're going to have to take an educational interlude after this is fixed, right? Or after we come to a conclusion about it. Okay, room X0. See, it's clamped. That's weird. I didn't see clamping. All right. X, Y. X, Y. Okay, great. Corner is at 0, 0. That makes it easy. Screen I. So why is screen I 0? Oh, because... Wait. Because we just haven't gone far enough to the left, really, right? I mean, if we go really far to the left... Now what? Still clamped. X is -9. Info. Oh, that's still going to round down to 0? Wait, what? Does this just not work when you go negative? This code is just messed up when you go negative. Well, we don't really need to fix that right now. Do we have on this map... Can we go further south? I just want to observe. Like, in theory... In the Big Bang Theory. So, if I put this guy way the hell down here... Is the camera going to jump to him? I feel like the answer is yes. Well, not all the way to him. It's one screen off, but yes, it did jump south. Right? So if I cheat and walk back north... Oh, wait, we're in game camera. Okay, wait. Here it's 0. Screen Y is 0. Yeah, if I walk far enough... Wait, what the fuck is the margin? Oh, this must have to do with... Yeah, okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send an email. Dude, I've got, since we started the stream, I've got so many spam emails in my inbox. All right, I'm deleting some things. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? All right, so I'm sending an email. I'm going to say the thing about camera tracking on per screen levels. here's what's going on. It isn't really clamping the camera to the left, to the west and south borders. It's actually just a code bug where the camera tracking is wrong when you go into negative coordinates. Oops. This is all fixable, but the issue right now is that the automatic level sizing doesn't really know how big the level should be. For example, on Tiger Lily V2, Alt B shows you that the rooms go way off to the east and north because the ocean and some graphical entities go out that far. It's normal for visual stuff to go far. So what we are really saying here is we want some additional way of telling the system how many screens there are really that the camera should go. I can think of two ways to do this. One, they are just numbers on settings like this other stuff, and you manually type them. Two, you manually type them, defaulting to -1, which means unspecified, for in which case you get the auto sizing. 2, you place a marker and it constrains the per room camera into the marker, which would also solve the problem we have on that burned town level. Any opinions here? Question mark. Okay, so we have not programmed the solution, but we have solved this problem in terms of we're in the next step. We see what's happening, and now we're like, let's just decide what behavior do we want. What's my is it this? There we go. My message failed to. Why did my message fail to send? Guys, have they banned that emoji? What's going on? Testing. Okay, that didn't fail to send. Now all everyone talks about is text editor and color schemes. Dude, welcome to my pain, all right? That's just, honestly though, that's how this Twitch channel has been forever. You may have been here in rare moments of people's brains functioning, but the problem is, in a channel like this, I think on times when we have fewer viewers, you have mostly, you know, people who have been to the channel a bunch and aren't going to ask text editor questions anymore. But times like right now, like we're streaming in a time slot where we don't usually, which means a lot of people who are dropping by, you know, who aren't here usually because the times that they look on Twitch are different from the times that I stream on Twitch, right? So that may also be why you're getting text editor questions. Also, we all know that Europeans don't build technology, right? They just pass laws that make you click on cookie banners. So, you know, there's that factor as well. You're the scum of the earth, you get it? I mean, if you're gonna... How many cookie banners have you made me click on, guys? I'm not even subject to your laws, and I have to click on frickin' cookie banners all day. They have fancy bottle caps. That too. Dude, if you even mention the bottle caps on Twitter, you'll get either psycho real people or bot accounts like trying to shame you for not understanding the bottle caps. It's crazy. It's crazy. Maybe if our companies didn't spy on everybody, it would be better. I mean, your companies spy on people too. They're just not as good at it. So, yeah. I mean, your governments are outlawing encryption now because they insist on spying on you, even when you try to protect yourself. So I don't know what to say about any of that. Without ASML and Zeiss, no chips would be being made right now. That is true. Okay, that is a good point. ASML is the exception that proves the rule, though. You can just rip off the caps. Yeah, but you're being subjected to a humiliation ritual on a daily basis. That's the thing. You're being forced to rip off the caps. You're not being treated respectably as a respectable human being. That's the problem. All right, let's see how Primogen's doing. What's going on? At least they're working on the game every time we go now. They're not like opening packs of magic cards or whatever.
What if I go?
Wow, they're down to 5.5
What
hours.
does that do? What is that? What does that do? Okay, so somehow I got that right, but I don't know why I got it right.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not a good sign.
Vibe coding.
That's not what you want to hear on the last day.
I think I know why. Because
So who's the guy in the back there now? Is that a new guest?
Well, Origin is applied after.
Adam is still there. Krazam is not there.
That's my guess. Origin is applied after scale.
Okay, sweet. That's cool.
Let's
Then we're trying to wipe out all the rest of
Let's
the
stroke Rex. Dude.
He has been hanging out with us too much.
Yeah, I came here really, really wholesome.
One of the cursor guys. I don't know. It's new. I haven't seen him any other time that I tune in the stream.
Oh,
Is this supposed to be AI coding? Well, they kind of gave up on the AI coding, and now it's just like, get the game done, right?
manual?
But they use tab autocomplete sometimes.
Make it thicker. Make my lines thicker. That's not it at all. That's not it at all.
All right, well, they're cranking. That's fine. I wonder how much they got paid to do a 7-day long ad. That's that VC money. You know what I'm saying? Why not leave levels for those who will hunger more after they're done? Listen, this game is so big that it's fine. There's enough levels. Don't worry about it. And the thing is, for people who want to play it all, you don't want to punish them by having them play worse levels than what they already played. And we don't want the burden of having to deal with all those. That said, there may be somewhere in the game a special surprise for people who finish the game and want to play a little bit more. There may be such a thing, but it is not the levels off the junk heap. That is not what it is. Secret cloud puzzle. I don't know if there will be an equivalent of a secret cloud puzzle in this game. I mean, there are definitely secret puzzles in the game, but they're not like the shape of the game is just different. Like that kind of thing doesn't make sense in this game. Let me get a little more water. We'll decide. Any more technical questions while I get a water? Aren't I more interested in making 2D games like pixelated games? I mean, 2D you could make an argument for because it's simpler mechanically and there's things that could work better in there. Why pixelated? Why do you think I would care about pixelated games? Like what? How's the job market for software developers? It depends. I mean, I think if you say that you're an AI programmer, you still get massively, massively overpaid. And everybody else, there's a glut of people. There's more people than jobs. Mr. Streamer, what is a good place to learn how to render things on screen properly? I don't know. I'm sure there's tutorials. Come on, man. It's the internet. Okay. I might sign off from the stream here. I might go get lunch. I might do some of my office job things I got to do. touch some grass. Oh, let's not go that far. Let's not get crazy. Let's see who we would raid though. We could raid the Primogen. You know what? We'll raid Prime. It's they're in the intense. How do you spell it? The Prime again. All right. Thanks everybody. Go wish them luck. You got to give them. You know the little text thing about giving your energy from Dragon Ball or whatever. Is that from Dragon Ball or Avatar? It's one of those. All right, do that. See you later. And good luck, everybody.